Once a disaster scenario gets a crappy Hollywood reaction, it's hard to take it seriously, but there's no question that a space intruder will hit Earth and we won't have to wait in line. Millions of years for this to happen. A fragment of a comet crashed into the atmosphere and exploded over Tunguska, Siberia, Russia, with almost 1,000 times more energy than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Astronomers estimate that events of this magnitude occur every 1 to 3 centuries. Moore University in the UK claims that the impact has repeatedly destroyed human civilization. For example, he said that one man killed 10,000 people in the Chinese city of Xinjiang in 1490. Many scientists question his interpretation. The more likely collisions with the ocean will occur, and small collisions that occur on land are more likely. Affect the unpopulation. But with large asteroids, it doesn't matter where they land. Objects more than half a mile wide hitting the Earth every 250,000 years or so trigger firestorms, followed by global dust cooling as a result of the impact. He will probably survive, but civilization will not. An asteroid 5 miles wide will cause severe extinctions like the one that may have marked the end of the dinosaur era. For a truly chilling view, take a look at the Kuiper Belt, a region beyond Neptune containing about 100,000 ice balls over 50 miles away. The Kuiper Belt sends a continuous stream of small comets towards Earth. If one of the largest heads straight for us, it will go to most of the higher life forms, even cockroaches. If you could look up at the sky with a gamma ray vision, you might think that cosmic paparazzi are following you. A bright flash would appear about once a day, briefly outshining everything else and then fading away. They come from distant galaxies and are up to 10 quadrillion, a 1 followed by 16 zeros, times more energetic than the sun. The eruptions are likely the result of 2 collapsed stars merging. It could be almost completely undetectable, so we likely won't have any advance notice if one is lurking around. However, once the outbreak begins, your anger will not be absent. At a distance of 1,000 light-years further than most stars seen on a clear night, it would appear as bright as the sun. The Earth's atmosphere would protect us first. Most of the deadly X-rays and gamma rays from the explosion, but at a cost. The intense radiation would boil the atmosphere and create nitrogen oxides that would destroy the ozone layer. Without the ozone layer, the sun's ultraviolet rays would hit the surface at almost full force, causing skin cancer and, what's worse, killing the tiny photosynthetic plankton in the ocean that oxygenates the atmosphere and strengthens the base of the food chain. All of the gamma ray bursts observed so far have been extremely distant, meaning the events are rare. However, scientists understand so little about these explosions that it is difficult to estimate the likelihood that one will explode in our galactic neighborhood. Solar flares, also known as solar mass ejections, are huge explosions of the sun's magnetic field that bombard the Earth with a stream of high-velocity subatomic particles. The Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field negate the potentially fatal effects of conventional flares. Bradley Schaefer of Yale University has found evidence that some perfectly normal stars like the sun can shine by a factor of 20 for short periods of time. Schaefer believes that stellar flares are caused by super-bright, millions of times more powerful than their common cousins. A super-bright solar flare can burn the Earth and begin the decomposition of the ozone layer. While there is compelling evidence that our sun does not participate in this overstimulation, scientists do not know why supernovae occur or whether our sun could exhibit this behavior. Lighter, but still destructive, and although too much solar activity can also be fatal. Solly Bailey Unas of Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics says many solar-type stars go through extended periods of inactivity, during which they become nearly 1% fainter. Takes us to another ice age. Bailey Unas presents evidence that declining solar activity has contributed to 17 of the 19 major cold events on Earth over the past 10,000 years. If the Earth had not killed us, our relatives would have coped with this task. Microbes and humans always coexist, but sometimes the balance gets out of hand. The Black Death killed 1 in 4 Europeans in the 14th century. The flu killed at least 20 million people between 1918 and 1919. The AIDS pandemic has claimed the same number of deaths and continues to grow. From 1980 to 1992, according to a report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the death rate from infectious diseases in the United States increased by 58%. Ancient diseases like cholera and measles have developed resistance to new antibiotics. Intensive agriculture and land development bring humans closer to animal pathogens. International travel means the disease can spread faster than ever. Michael Osterholm, an infectious disease specialist who recently retired from the Minnesota Department of Health, describes the situation as trying to swim against a raging river. The most serious possibility is the emergence of a strain that spread so quickly that we lose our vigilance or resist all chemical control measures, possibly as a result of stirring up the green pot. About 12,000 years ago, a wave of mammalian extinction swept across the Americas. Ross McPhee of the American Museum of Natural History believes that the cause is an extremely dangerous disease that humans helped to carry when migrating to the New World, 17 of the 19 major cold waves on Earth over the past 10,000 years. AI technology can be the end of humanity because it can change everyone's life. Elon Musk is trying to implant a chip inside people's head. That means he's trying to control on how we think, and it's similar into a robot because they already have advanced technology that can act similar into a human. So, is he trying to turn us into slaves and lose our memories so we don't remember who we are? Image, if that's the case, that would be the end of humanity. There's some evidence that by in a couple years robots are going to take over people's jobs, and how is people going to react when they see that happening? People are going to lose jobs and lose their homes and also be lost in life. Experts are saying life is not going to be same or return into normal. The billionaires and the elites who rule this world is trying every day to make new ideas to doom humanity. Also, if people don't wake up what's really going on in this time, they will later regret it and feel ashamed by themselves that they got brainwashed by their own evil government that doesn't care about them. A lot of people say AI is a scary thing that could change everything in an instant. We just got to be prepared on what's coming in our couple next years and warn everyone. There's some video that they are already police robots that are doing work with the cops. Imagine just walking outside and you see a police robot spying on you, you will feel uncomfortable. It looks like this world is slaving us more each year. What if the robots have advanced weapons that could go into a dangerous scene that would scare everyone and maybe there's not going to be a lot of crime? Imagine a police robot has technical difficulties and just shoots a person by accident that would freak out everyone and they would not feel safe anymore being outdoors. It seems that we cannot escape the predictions of Nostradamus even after 2012 when the world is not really over yet. It also doesn't seem like we can get rid of the bad news. While some astrologers are predicting a somewhat promising future starting in the new year, if you choose to believe in Nostradamus, you'd better start saying goodbye. Nostradamus's predictions for 2021 seem sick, intimidating and exhausting, especially after such an unpredictable year. The predictions seem to end in indefinite death. Another prediction that the world will end as we know it. Now his words are being used to shed light on 2021 in astrological predictions. The dialahoroscope.org website declassified Nostradamus in its 2021 synopsis, and it can be intimidating to read. According to the website, 70% of Nostradamus's predictions have come true, and while the 2021 lineup may sound a little crazy, we get a close turn. This time she's wrong. Nostradamus predicts that many terrible things will happen, including the zombie apocalypse and global famine. But these events don't necessarily set 2021 as a starting point. For example, hunger is taken from this prophecy. After great suffering, even greater suffering is prepared for humanity, the great engine of the renewal of times. Rain, blood, milk, hunger, steel and plague, this is fire. God sees the spark that runs. Naturally, a big problem for humanity sounds like it could be a coronavirus. Why do some people think that hunger and other horrors are about to come? His zombie prediction states that the battle between the half-dead and the living will end the world, but does not mention which year. Some of the predictions of Nostradamus directly coincided with the events that have occurred in recent years. One of them is an asteroid, which, as the philosopher predicts, will fall or pass close to the Earth. Yes, NASA is tracking several asteroids, 2078 to be exact. According to National Geographic. But in 2021, scientists will launch a program called the Dual Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, that will test its technological capabilities when it comes to impacting threatening asteroids. In addition, asteroid 2014 SD224 passed by. Landed on Christmas Day, which technically means that prediction has come true now and dozens of times before. One event that seems to be common in 2021 is that the state of California could be devastated by an earthquake. Nostradamus writes, sloping park, great calamity, through the land of the west and Lombardy flame in the ship, plague and imprisonment. Mercury is in Sagittarius, Saturn is extinguished. While Mercury in Sagittarius is expected to happen on November 25, 2021, Nostradamus predicts a lot more, including an increasing threat from climate change, religious trends, military technology, etc. You can read it all here.